lo que ven.
How about the next one? Being naked with a partner.
Les presentan estar desnudo con una pareja.
The school district thinks this is appropriate
And
to
that's
show to high school students.
El distrito piensa que esto es algo apropiado para enseñarle a los estudiantes.
those are two females, correct?
And these are two women.
Son dos mujeres.
So there you go. Pornographic, inappropriate, pushing LGBT.
Entonces es pornográfico, no es apropiado y está invitando LGBT, el lesbianismo.
I'm just shocked that there's any curriculum or anybody who wrote this would be this brazen or arrogant that they think they could just push this on your kids.
No puede creer que alguien creó esto tan descaradamente que nomás se lo van a forzar a nuestros hijos.
But it certainly explains why it seemed that they did indeed have a lot to hide.
Pero esto nos deja ver por qué tenían que esconder cuando tuvieron sus juntas.
Okay, go to the last slide. There we go. It's like it's just amazing. Through one sheet after another, let me start. In much of the paperwork, the curricula often has at the bottom, abstinence is the best thing to do. Abstinence is the best thing to do. And yet at the same time, image after image, lesson after lesson, promotes promiscuity, promotes open sexuality, and promotes this to minors. And again, the community at large didn't get to see this, and the district votes on it without your feedback.
Sí está reconociendo que en las lecciones dicen la abstinencia es la mejor opción, pero eso lo ponen abajo después de haber enseñado estas imágenes tan gráficas.
Okay, so this was a lot, and I've got a lot more that I saw, which was shocking. The condom relays that I saw, for example, or the makeup interviews or discussions that kids would come up with to talk about how to deal with sexual issues, like not just answering the questions, but even coming up with the talking points after having sex, after the female gets pregnant, etc.
So, esto es un poquito de lo que vio, hay mucho más. Por ejemplo, carreras con condones.
So I know I throw a lot at you. This over.
Y la oportunidad que les están invitando a los niños que ellos mismos desarrollen escenas de actividad sexual.
Okay, I know I throw a lot at you. So what are we going to do about this? Go to the next slide. Okay, we need you to contact the Downey Board of Trustees.
Necesitamos que ustedes se contacten con la mesa directiva de Downey, con la mesa de distrito de Downey.
The trustees. We need them to repeal Teen Talk and choose a better curriculum.
Para que ellos puedan repelar este currículo de Teen Talk y escojan un currículo mejor.
Yeah, this is on the side. The assistant superintendent had said to me, well, no matter what we do, this was funny. Okay, let me start over. The assistant superintendent had said to me that the most controversial part of this curriculum was going to be the gender spectrum.
El asistente superintendente le dijo que lo más controversial de este currículo es la agenda LGBT.
More or less. But you can see everything is controversial.
Pero como ustedes pueden ver, todo es controversial.
It's not medically accurate.
No está médicamente adecuado, apropiado.
So we need to repeal Teen Talk, get a better curriculum. We want opt-in for SeXXX-Ed, not opt-out.
Ok, so nuevamente se quiere repelar el currículo, poner un currículo nuevo mejor y que sea algo que los padres elijan que el niño participe, no que tienes que ir a elegir que tu niño salga, sino que tú digas, yo quiero que participe.
And I had said this to the assistant superintendent after looking at the curriculum. I said, you need to file a lawsuit against the state of California for trying to push this on, the whole law, AB 329. It's not the California Healthy Youth Act at all. It's teaching stuff that is unhealthy and immoral.
Entonces él, hablando con el superintendiente, le dijo, se necesita levantar una demanda contra el estado de California que está forzando a los distritos a implementar este currículo que nada tiene que ver con el Healthy Youth Act. Está promoviendo cosas que no son sanas.
And we need the school district to defy the state in the meantime. We're not going to teach this LGBT stuff to our kids. It's destructive, it's wrong, it's harmful.
Y queremos que el distrito se rehúse a hacer caso a lo que les está pidiendo California, porque este currículo es destructivo y es incorrecto.
Now, so there's the entire board. So where do we go from here? Next slide. Okay. I did the best I could on this form to show you there are 7 trustees on the Downey School Board, 7 members of the Downey School Board.
Okay, hay 7 miembros de la mesa del distrito de Downey y hay un mapa de donde.
That's of the district. Of Downey.
Es un mapa del distrito de Downey.
Okay, so there's 7 places. Next slide. Okay, there's the immediate contact information for the school board members.
I just want to say, once they
Go ahead,
inform,
Okay, esta es la información para
once they
comunicarse
inform,
con
to let
esos
Sandy know
miembros
so we can
del
follow up.
distrito de Downey.
To let Sandy know.
Okay, that they include her in it?
Yeah, because that way we can follow up.
Okay,
Because-
so Sandy, we want to give everybody your email address.
so they can
That's
CC,
fine.
yeah.
Okay, we want to stay connected with you when you're contacting the school district and the school board members.
Arthur,
Yes.
on the flyer I can pass out.
Oh, it has it? Okay, Sandy passed. Okay, so let me start over. I'm sorry. I know I threw a lot. Okay. So call and email the board of trustees.
Por favor, llamen o manden correo electrónico, comuníquense con los miembros del distrito de Downey.
Okay, tell them to repeal the Teen Talk SeXXX-Ed curriculum
Pídanles que repelen este currículo de Teen Talk
and the other things that I listed. I don't want to take too much time over there.
y todo lo demás que él compartió,
You got a question?
que lo repelen.
Even if I don't live in Downey, I don't call them.
Okay, even if you don't live in Downey, go ahead and call.
Sí, aunque no viva en Downey, por favor,
Okay.
comuníquese con ellos.
Fighting it and defeating it here is going to help this spread. How many of you do not live in Downey? Oh, and that's fine. What's going on in your district or your district, we want to stop it there. We want to snowball. We want to roll this movement and get this perverse curriculum out of the schools, period.
Ok, so si se pelea aquí en Downey y se repela, eso va a crear un movimiento para que se pueda pelear en otras ciudades. Entonces es un movimiento que queremos levantar.
When you're contacting the district, understand that they have a protocol to follow.
Cuando estén comunicándose con el distrito, ellos tienen un protocolo. Ellos ya están listos para recibir estas llamadas.
They typically don't respond via email.
Usualmente no les van a responder por correo electrónico.
They will try to get you on the phone.
Van a tratar de que hable uno por teléfono.
The information that they give you on the phone will not match what they're actually going to do.
Okay, la información que se nos va a dar por teléfono no es igual a lo que están haciendo.
So if they decide to set up a meeting with you,
Si deciden hacer una cita con ustedes,
make sure you go with someone who knows the protocol of how the school districts operate.
okay, asegúrense que se vayan acompañados de alguien que conoce el protocolo, cómo opera la escuela.
If
Like who can they?
they can make sure that they CC Sandy.
Okay, entonces, por favor, cuando manden correo electrónico o cuando hagan una llamada, comuníquense con la señora Sandra. Creo que su email está en unos volantes. Está en el volante que recibieron.
And then I'll help her follow through.
Y la señora va a ayudarnos en esas situaciones.
Let me also give you, I should have done this. Let me give you my email address. I apologize. I should have included this. If you have something to write with, go ahead and write this down. This is my email address.
El señor quiere compartir su correo electrónico para que se comuniquen con él.
So my email address is Arthur, Arthur,
she's right too.
Es ARTHUR
at
arroba
MassResistance.org.
MassResistance.
Right there in his shirt.
Yeah.
Sí, como dice ahí en
Like it,
su,
like
en
it,
su
please.
playera. MassResistance.org.
Okay. So I should have included that. I'll make sure we're building this plane as we fly it. So, okay, yeah. Arthur at MassResistance.org. I can also give you my business card that has my direct number on it. For the sake of publicity, I'm not going to give my phone number right now, but I'll give it to you one-on-one if you like. Also, it's on the form that you signed in on if you want to see it that way as well.
Si gustan su número de teléfono, él tiene tarjetitas, nomás te la pidan por favor, que ella tiene su información. O en el papel donde se registraron también está su información.
Yes.
I went to the Calvary Chapel Let Parents Decide conference that they had a few weeks ago, and I know I didn't see that you mentioned it, but they also including in the curriculum, they're including blood play, fisting, and BDSM as well. And I did have the book, but somehow they deleted it from my phone. But I did have the entire book what they're teaching, and it's incredible the amount of information that they're teaching these kids. And if blood play includes like biting them and also period blood play.
So just to
And that's the actual book.
So I'll just sum up. In the actual book for Teen Talk, which they didn't show me, incidentally enough, they also teach kids blood play, what else?
Fisting,
Fisting,
BDSM.
and BDSM. That speaks to, I mean, I know what it is, but the acronym, bondage, sadomasochism.
Yes.
And so,
And I think bestiality was included. in it.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I think it includes bestiality.
And
as well.
pederasty as well.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that if you ask to review the curriculum, is that they have the capability of deleting pages that you won't see. So, for example, what I was explaining to you, they might not show you the full curriculum.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
So where did she see that curriculum?
She had access to it. That was on a drive.
Did you send it to me?
No, I didn't have that.
How about this?
And
You didn't give it to you?
Yeah.
organizations, they had the book, and I actually used to have the book, and I've been trying to find it, but it's gone from my phone.
Okay.
It's called, it's the book that they're using from 9th through 12th grade, and you can ask,
Yeah.
But is that part of Teen Talk?
yes,
Okay.
through
Ah.
Planned Parenthood.
Ok, algo que el señor no ha podido ver, pero la señora aquí atrás, ella tuvo acceso al currículo de Teen Talk. Y dice que el currículo invita a los niños a usar la sangre en el acto sexual, a usar el puño. Yo lo he leído también, es introducir el puño en lo que es la vagina o el ano. También promueve el acto sexual con animales y también promueve lo que es masoquista,
BD.
masoquismo.
Yes. That,
And pederasty.
Y
The love between a man and a boy.
también promueve pedofilia.
It's pederasty. It's
Pederastia.
it's two different things. It's with a man and a young boy, so 13, 14-year-old.
Está promoviendo la relación sexual entre un hombre y un menor.
As a guiding tool, like a teaching.
Como una herramienta para enseñarles lo que es la sexualidad.
I mean, just just opening up child abuse, opening up sexual abuse, making kids easy to be exploited.
And I heard that it's teaching children how to give consent to sexual acts.
Yes.
That too.
También se les está enseñando a los niños cómo pueden ellos dar consentimiento, que no sería contra la ley. Un padre de un niño que dio consentimiento ya no puede demandar al adulto. Entonces este currículo en realidad lo que está haciendo es abrir las puertas para que nuestros hijos sean abusados sexualmente.
Okay.
Ilegalmente.
And the next slide.
Ilegalmente.
Okay. All of this needs to happen before the next school board meeting. That's taking place next Tuesday. That's October the 8th.
Les estamos pidiendo por favor que hagan estas llamadas antes de la próxima junta de la mesa del distrito, que es el próximo martes, el 10 de octubre. De hoy en
La
ocho.
próxima semana, sí. So what really needs to happen between now and next Tuesday, Brian explained this to me, very important. Not only should you be communicating with the Board of Trustees, demand a meeting with them. You have a right to meet with them individually. We want this done a week before the school board, between now and next Tuesday.
Les estamos pidiendo por favor que ustedes se comuniquen con los miembros y que les digan, necesitamos verlos, que se demande, que digan, nosotros necesitamos reunirnos con ustedes y que se comuniquen con una de ellas que los acompañe.
We also want to demand a town hall or a larger forum with the Board of Trustees after the school board meeting.
Después de la junta de la próxima semana, queremos demandar que haya una junta de toda la ciudad, incluyendo a los miembros del distrito.
Yes. What is it? Before and even during the school board meeting, yes. And we need to talk about this is the key part of why we had this meeting tonight. This is the last page. We need everybody at the next school board meeting next Tuesday. You need to be there. Everybody who's in Downey, especially Downey parents, but even if you don't live in the district, please be there. Absolutely. Let me start with you, question or statement.
I just wanted to show you, I found the book. I just wanted to show you the section on envelope and the type of wording that we use. This is 9th through 12th grade.
Got it. Okay. So before maybe
She just sent it to me, so we'll download it.
We'll be able to
Yeah.
look at it later. Okay, so this is really important. To me, this was one of the reasons why we wanted to have this meeting. Because as Shonda experienced at the end of August, you have a superintendent who says you may not record, you may not take photos, doing as much as he could to ensure secrecy. And I want you to know what your rights are.
Okay, es muy importante que el próximo martes estemos todos presentes, que invitemos gente que esté presente en esta junta, porque él quiere que haya transparencia del distrito hacia nosotros, que no nos pase como le pasó a la señora, que cuando ella llegó a la junta que no se permitió grabar. Es muy importante que haya mucha presencia.
Yes. Make sure that you signed in. For those of you who you came in a little later, make sure you sign in so I can commute the sign-in sheets right there. The meeting, I didn't put the time there, that's my mistake. The meeting starts at 5. We want to be there at 4:30. Okay, be there half an hour early.
La junta del próximo martes comienza a las 5, pero les estamos pidiendo a todos que lleguen a las 4:30.
Okay, I want to stress this again. The elected officials don't like exposure, so we need to make sure we have a lot of it.
Okay, los oficiales que fueron elegidos por nosotros no les gusta ser grabados, no les gusta ser expuestos enfrente de todos o exhibidos. Entonces es importante que todos estemos allí para que puedan ver que están siendo exhibidos entre nosotros.
You have a right to record, you have a right to photograph, and you must be prepared, you have a right to be recorded and be photographed. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, tenemos derecho de grabar, de tomar fotos, pero también tengan presente que el estar allí también a ellos les da el derecho de grabarnos y de tomar fotos de nosotros.
Okay, because I am outraged. I cannot tell you how many times in public meetings, and Betty and I have had this experience, where they will say, no, you can't record, no, you can't take photos, no, you can't do that, and you can say, yes, you can. I'm giving you the government code on this document.
Está muy molesto porque él ha ido a varias juntas donde se le ha dicho que no puede grabar, que no puede tomar fotos, y él aquí en el papel está la ley donde dice que sí tenemos el derecho de grabar y de tomar fotos.
You have a right to address the school board on this issue, on other issues. They do not have a right to interrupt you, to stop you. They cannot do that.
Okay, en la junta tenemos el derecho de hablar a los miembros. Ellos no nos pueden interrumpir mientras nosotros hablamos acerca de este tema o otro tema del distrito.
The reason I'm saying this, you are all accomplished adults, okay? I'm not trying to talk down to you, but I mean, they use every tactic to try to intimidate, silence, or dismiss parents, citizens, outraged members of the community.
Okay, él sabe que todos somos adultos, él nomás nos está tratando de informar de nuestros derechos porque a veces ellos tratan de intimidar y hacernos menos, pero él nos está reforzando que tenemos derechos.
How many minutes did that add you?
Well, let's get her question first.
En la reunión anterior del distrito, solo les daban 2 minutos y segundos a cada padre de familia y lo interrumpían y ni siquiera escuchaban. En ese caso, ¿qué puede hacer uno si necesita hablar?
So she's sharing that at the last meeting,
Yeah,
the
it
parents
gives
are given 2.5 minutes to talk. Once the 2.5 minutes are up, you're cut off and you're interrupted. She's just wondering if there's something else you can do about that.
Okay, so this brings up, it was a little complicated for me to bring in. So one of the scams that school boards will do is that if everybody wants to talk about the same thing, a school board will say, okay, we're only going to spend 20 minutes total. So 20 speakers, everybody gets a minute. So what we do is I'll write about something else and then segue into the topic. Like I'll say, I want to talk about the assistant superintendent, and then I'll come back to talking about Planned Parenthood. And that's something we can kind of help you with. The idea is don't write the exact same thing. Repeal teen talk, because then they'll try to shut us down. You have a right to talk about other issues anyway that are not on the agenda. This is during public comment. That's really important. That's a distinction. They do have a right to enforce. The other thing too is when it comes to cutting public comment, they do have a right to do that. Our goal is to try to get around it as best we can. So try to summarize that.
If
So let me
it's the
start
same,
over.
it's the same
Make it easier.
subject.
Okay. Please try.
Cuando hay un momento donde se puede hacer comentario público, en ese momento es cuando nosotros podemos hablar. Pero si todos van con el mismo punto, van a limitar el tiempo de hablar de ese punto. Por ejemplo, 20 minutos. Si hay 20 padres que quieren hablar, nomás le van a dar 1 minuto a cada padre. Lo que se pudiera hacer o lo que el señor ha hecho anteriormente es que él dice, yo voy a hablar de este otro tema, por ejemplo, la comida, pero al empezar a hablar de ese tema, de alguna manera le da la vuelta y regresa otra vez a lo que es el currículo. En cuestión de límite, existe límite, nomás es buscar la manera de sacarle la vuelta.
Perfect, and I've just provided for you a number of topics you can write about, and then you can segue into the issue you want to talk about. And you know what? There's nothing they can do about it. You just fill it out on the card, put your name, put the topic you want to talk about. You do not have to write your address, you do not have to write where you live, and in fact, it is illegal for them to say, do you live in Downey? They don't get to ask that, okay? And they try to pull that. Well, you don't live here. You have a right to be there as a citizen of the state of California.
Okay, estos son unos sugerencias que él dice. Yo creo que al llegar a la junta se nos da un papel y uno escribe de lo que va a hablar. Entonces uno empieza y dice, quiero hablar de las calificaciones. En el papel se escribe eso. Entonces uno toma el micrófono, empieza a hablar de ese tema, pero luego le cambia y empieza a hablar del currículo. También no tenemos que dar nuestro domicilio. Ellos no nos pueden preguntar si somos residentes de Downey o no. Nosotros tenemos derecho de guardar silencio en esa pregunta.
That's it? Okay. Okay, so here's the last thing that we want to really make it clear if it's not over. Yes, question.
So when you write down something was on top, we don't need to mention anything about the technical error.
No, you sure don't.
Okay.
You know, but I mean, we want to be really careful. You got to make sure that you connect it, because otherwise they'll go, sir, you want to talk about this. If you want to talk about that, we're going to put your time. You have to kind of finesse it. It's just something you learn over time. Shonda, maybe, or me, will try to talk first, and we'll show you how it's done. What they did in Anaheim Union, it was awful. There were 20 parents that were explicitly opposed to the SeXXX-Ed. And so that's exactly what they did. They just said, okay, there's 20 parents, only 1 minute each. It's just totally inappropriate. Yeah.
The same way that you can agree, okay, instead of 20 persons, we yell or time to.
No.
I don't know what the rules are in Downey, different school districts and boards. Okay, so thank you for letting us know. Those are the things to think about. You gotta really make it connected. And so there's that. Here's the last thing. Go ahead. Yes.
The best thing to do is to write whatever you're gonna say beforehand.
Oh, thank you for that. Write down what you want to say. I usually have it printed out myself. I printed comments. It's a good idea to do that. And if I see, like, there are friends who are meeting here that you know each other in other settings. It's a good idea to talk to each other. What are you going to talk about? This is what I want to talk about. Yeah, Sandy.
I was just going to say that there were 8 parents that wanted to speak. The rest of them were all around. Everybody else wanted to speak at the last vote when they adopted Teen Talk. The rest of them were just sitting around and they had their signs. Only 8, and they cut our time to 2.5 minutes. So
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's this is a tough thing too. The Brown Act does allow governing boards that they can limit comment in general. I was at a city council meeting. There were 8 of us, and they said, "We got a lot to do today. Everybody gets a minute." They can do that, but I would say we have a right to make an uproar. We should do that. How dare you? What are you not wanting to hear from us? I mean, let's start exercising our right.
Practice for a minute.
Worst case scenario.
Se nos está sugiriendo que lo que se vaya a decir en la junta, que lo tengan listo, anotado, que ya lo tengan escrito, que lo practiquen decir, para que cuando estén allí estén listos para decirlo. El Señor está compartiendo que a veces sí hay un acto que dice que se puede limitar el comentario público. Puede ser que se limite, pero lo importante es estar allí listos y preparados, y aunque sea acto de presencia.
Okay.
Arthur, one quick thing. On the paper
And
that
then-
they fill out, they do ask for the name and they ask the topic they want to talk about.
Right, those are the 2 things. Right, name and topic.
El papel que se va a llenar.
So they want to put the Roman numeral of where on the agenda.
Right, and that's something we can help them with, especially when we get there next Tuesday. We'll make sure, but go ahead, yeah.
Ok, las tarjetas que les comenté antes que uno pone el tema de que va a hablar, en esa tarjeta se tiene que poner su nombre y el tema. Y luego hay una numeración que tiene que ir en esa tarjeta, pero ellos van a estar presentes para ayudarnos a poner esa numeración.
Okay, well, there it is. Now here's the last thing. This is important. So go to the last slide. I have had some training in this. We are in a nonpartisan setting, so I cannot tell you who to vote for, how to vote, or how to register. But I can tell you, you need to register to vote. Because you're the bosses in the city. And at the end of the day, elected officials are not going to care if you're not a voter. So if you're not registered to vote, I have forms right here. Take them with you, fill them out. I've only provided the 2 major political parties and where they stand on issues. I am not going to go into that. You can look at that at home. But I'm just letting you know, you need to this is a great way to start sending a message. We say, hey, we're getting people registered to vote, and they're angry, and they're disgusted with you, with what you've done, and we're ready to throw you out.
Él no puede decirnos por quién votar ni cómo votar, pero lo que sí nos está invitando es que si no estamos registrados a votar, que llenemos la forma y que nos registremos, porque cuando una ley es pasada, no importa si uno votó por ella o no, la ley va a aplicar para todos. Es muy importante que todos nos registremos a votar. Y mandar el mensaje de que no estamos de acuerdo y que vamos a ejercer nuestro derecho de votar para sacarlos del liderazgo, de oficina.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really send the message. We're getting people ready to vote, ready to throw you out if you're not going to do what you're told. Make sure, again, contact, hammer them. We're not being nice here. You look at what they want to show your children. If you're not angry now, I don't know what else to tell you. That kind of anger needs to be directed at this board.
Si no estamos enojados, si no están enojados por lo que acaban de ver, la verdad no sabemos qué más decir. Ese coraje que estamos sintiendo se tiene que ser dirigido a estos líderes que los están implementando.
I might as well share one other thing, and I definitely want this on camera. The pastor spoke to me before this meeting. He received 4 threatening phone calls, telling him not to allow us to meet. They threatened him.
El pastor de esta parroquia recibió 4 llamadas amenazando que no permita que esta junta se lleve a cabo hoy.
They said bad things are going to happen to the church, bad things are going to happen to the pastor.
Se le amenazó que iban a pasar cosas malas aquí en esta iglesia, que le iban a pasar cosas malas a él como pastor.
And Sandy had a brief run-in with one of the administrators who wanted to try and prevent her from informing parents and students.
También a la señora Sandra tuvo un encuentro con uno de los administradores que ha querido prevenir que ella nos esté compartiendo esta información.
Who are they? Who are they? And, okay, did you want to render what she said?
Do you want to,
Oh, I just wanted to give her credit, she helped.
Yeah, nomás es gracias tomando en cuenta a la señora Michelle que ayudó a distribuir esta información.
And there's one of the
Yeah, you had a
Gracias
question?
a todos los padres que han colaborado en este movimiento,
Yes, there's a lot of you.
repartiendo y imprimiendo. Muchas gracias.
And the last point that he asked is, who are these people? That's how evil this is. They don't identify themselves. They just make these threats. This is very common for our organization because it shows that we're winning. We've got them scared as they should be. They weren't prepared for parents to be informed and outraged and engaged to do something. But now it's too late and we're ready to take this down and stop this.
So, el Señor pregunta quiénes son estas personas que están amenazando y lo que pasa es que no se sabe, es todo muy secreto y eso es una buena señal porque muestra que ellos tienen temor. Ellos no esperaban que los padres se unieran y estén haciendo este movimiento.
All right, so we're good to go there. Please make sure you take this. Sandy is going to pass out the flyers. Please be prepared to go to the school board meeting next week. Bring other people with you. Very important.
Por favor, prepárense para estar presente en la junta la próxima semana. Por favor, inviten todas las personas posibles.
If you can ask who got this,
¿Alguien le falta este volante que la señora Sandra tiene?
My English is not very good, but I'm going to try to answer the question you who are they. Trust me, the fight is not against people that is with us. But the fight, la lucha es against the devil.
Yes.
Es el diablo usando personas
There's a power
que
behind the
no
throne.
que conocen lo que verdaderamente estamos, la causa y por su ignorancia y su pereza de trabajar para el reino de Dios se usan a esas personas. Porque hay dinero, ellos les importa el dinero, ellos no les importa nuestros niños, les importa
Quiere
el
ser
dinero.
presidente en 10 o 12 años. Están implementando todo eso.
We'll just take any more questions really quick.
Sí, me preocupa que hay muy poquitos padres de familia. He ido ya a 3 reuniones y en los 3 hay un porcentaje muy bajo de asistencia a los padres de familia. Y por más que uno le comunica a los amigos de la escuela, a padres amigos,